Hello and welcome to taik18. You know what? There are two ways you can select the required columns in Power Query. And now you may wonder about why it is important. So before going into that, if you are new to this channel or if you haven't subscribed yet, just click on the subscribe button and also press the bell icon to get the latest notifications. Coming back here, so this is the data table I just used here to select different columns here. So this is basically, let's assume this is a table which contains all the sales information here. So now the requirement is this Excel file which you are seeing it here, it contains multiple columns and you want to pick up only few columns from that particular table. That's one reason. And the other reason is there may be chances of adding a future columns, additional columns into your report. At that time also you may add also other columns also inside your report which is not required. So in that case you need to use this option which is select only the required columns. So there are two ways which you can do that. So one is basically you need to click on the required column. Let's say for an example, order ID, order date, shipment mode, customer ID, customer name, segment. Let's assume that. And if I right click this one and then click on remove other columns. If I do so, then I will get only the required columns. And even if future, if something is added to this table, then it is not going to bring up here. Because if you notice on the top, you have option of select columns. So it will select only these columns from your data table. If some of the column which is not available in future, then you will get an error for that. That's one way. And the other way is the same way, which is available on the menu. If I select on these columns randomly and then on the choose column on the top, you can click on the choose columns and here you can pick up whatever the columns you need and then click on OK. Basically you don't need to select on the column first, you can directly go to choose column here and click on OK. This will also do the same process how I did before. So now the other way you can do that is, for an example, if you need some columns now, maybe in future you want to give the access to the user so that they can select whatever the columns they need from this data table. So for this reason, you can keep an Excel file in the SharePoint or somewhere else to add the column names as a table, and then you can use that into your report in order to filter those columns here. So for that, I just used this as a dummy table here. I just created here a table which is contain the column names which I need for this selection. So order ID, order date, customer ID, shipment mode. So let me delete this customer name from here for now and then click on OK. So these are the four columns I need, and if I need to do that, I can go back to my table. This is the complete table, and in the advanced editor, so what you can do, just do one thing, right click any one column and then select remove other columns. So this will give you this one, and then go back to advanced editor. Sorry, before to that. So once you have added these tables here, and after that you need to convert this table into a list. You can go to transform and then convert to list. If you do so, this table will convert into a list. So if I go back to this select columns and then I just did repeat again to avoid confusion. So I'm right clicking any of the one column and then remove other columns. And if I click on advanced editor, this will open up a new window, and here instead of shipment mode, I need to delete this and I can add this one, column list table, which is basically this one, and the column list table here. And then I can click on done. So now I can see these four columns is added here. If I go back to this list and edit this in the source, like I need also this customer name here. The only challenge for this one is the name of the column has to be accurate. Like for an example, if I added the customer name here and then I'm adding customer ID, which has to be space between that customer and ID, I'm not doing that, and then click on OK. And if I click on select columns, this brings up an error here. It clearly says the message here that the column customer ID of the table wasn't found, which is the missing here. So I can go back to this one and click here and rename this to be customer space ID and click on OK, and then select this column again. So here it says customer IDs already exist. So I can go back here to the list and then click on here. Yeah, I can see the customer ID is here, and then I need to delete here and click on OK. And coming back to sales column, select column. So I can see this now, customer ID, customer name is also added here. So these are the two ways which you can add the dynamic columns or user selected columns in Power Query. If you like this video, just click on the big thumbs up button. If you are new to this channel or if you haven't subscribed yet, just click on the subscribe button and also press the bell icon to get the latest notifications. But make sure you turn on the notification on your devices. Share it with your friends and colleagues. If you have any queries and feedback, just post it on the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Keep learning. See you in the next video.